You want to be killer, or do you want me to?
I don't want to be killer right now.
Okay. Would it help or hurt you if I played Ghostface?
It's not gonna hurt me.
You relive again?
Yeah. I guess you could say that I relive again. Kinda wish I wasn't alive right now. Someone just said that I relive again, or whoever's in chat.
You relive again?
That's what someone said in the chat.
I don't know what that means.
Someone just texted you relive again in live chat.
Oh, you were live
Yeah.
again.
Flash.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
What?
Who just... Hold on. Oh, it's... Oh, you're laughing. Yeah, it's Flash.
Fuck off.
XDD, I could hear the confusion.
What?
Wait, how TF does this person know Flash?
What? What is happening? I don't know. What are you... No.
How are you? God, I'm stupid.
Flash, how are you in the chat and then, like, it doesn't say that you're in the chat?
Wait, so you're live again?
Yes.
Oh. Well, now I feel left out. Guess what? I'm breaking a door.
For once?
Forever.
I just heard hatch.
Uh-oh. Hey, lucky you, I can just pull up your
Because
live feed and
it
figure
is
out where
weird.
you are.
No, that's cheating.
Is it?
Yes. That's cheating. That is cheating.
Also, your stream was
But-
perfectly timed after my nap.
Don't you want to meet up? Don't you miss...
Yeah, but doing that is cheating.
Don't you love me?
That is cheating. You should know
And
where
then
I am
you
now.
fucking break a...
Yeah, I was about to say I was trying to get you over here without you cheating.
without me cheating. Why
Yeah.
are you running?
I'm going somewhere.
Okay, I'll follow you.
I'll follow. What are you doing? That was not on purpose, that was not on purpose, that was not on purpose, that was not on purpose.
No, it's okay. I'm following.
I
am following.
Yeah.
Go.
Hold on.
The
My
temptation
ADHD.
to abuse text to speech.
Stop! My ADHD brain forgot. Give me a second. Where was I going?
Here, I'll take you there.
No, you don't know where I was going either. I don't know. Give me a second.
There we go.
No, I don't want to go to the basement.
I will hook you.
I don't want to go to the basement. Don't hook me, 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 don't hook me.
Here, I'll let you wiggle free right here so you can do this photo.
Don't abuse text or chats. Don't do it.
Weird. Also, your stream was perfectly timed after my nap. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I don't know what he's gonna say. I mean, if you spam emojis, it says it, and it's... What?
Emoji Japanese symbol for beginner.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay, never mind. Don't do it.
What? Do what?
Yeah, do it. There. Are you happy?
Yes.
What?
I said yes.
Okay, I couldn't hear what you said. Where are you going?
I remember.
Okay, let me take you there.
No, I want to go there myself.
I'm a big, strong boy.
Or the
Laughing
stairs.
there as the moaning.
Alright, I'm healing myself. I'm not dealing with this shit. Why can't I heal myself? I can't heal myself!
Emoji Japanese symbol for beginner. Emoji Japanese symbol for beginner.
Oh my god.
Emoji
Oh my god,
Japanese
stop
symbol
it.
for beginner.
Oh my
Emoji
god.
Japanese
I
symbol
you
for
wiggling?
beginner. Emoji Japanese
No.
symbol for beginner. Emoji Japanese symbol for beginner.
there we
Emoji Japanese symbol for
Where did you
beginner.
wanna go?
Emoji Japanese symbol
Just up
for
here.
beginner. Emoji Japanese
God.
symbol for
Oh,
look,
beginner.
another totem here.
Emoji Japanese symbol for beginner. Emoji
Good.
Japanese symbol for beginner. Emoji Japanese symbol for beginner. Emoji Japanese
like I
symbol
totally
for
can.
beginner. Emoji Japanese symbol
Oh
for
my
beginner.
God.
Emoji Japanese symbol for beginner. Emoji Japanese symbol for
gonna
beginner.
kick him out of
Emoji
chat.
Japanese symbol for
There's
beginner.
the moaning.
Speaking the web. I wonder if they will overlay.
What does it say if I say that?
Please
Laugh.
don't. No. I want to stop. Okay, have issues. We're gonna have issues. Ow! I want to know the chest. There might be a med kit in there. I was about to say, as if I could totally crawl and open it.
See, I was always willing to be reasonable.
Yeah, you have the ability to be.
Got it?
Yes.
Get it?
Oh my God,
Like the
Bridget.
song?
Yes. I'm done.
Death and no. There's this song called Killdozer that Gage showed me that I decided that I liked. And there's this one part where he goes, I was always willing to be reasonable.
Yeah, of
until
course, it's not a
something to be unreasonable.
I'll go to the basement.
Emoji B button. Blood
Okay,
type.
I'll follow.
Where's the
Take
basement?
me with you. Take me with
Take
you.
me away to the secret
It's not in
place.
here, dumbass.
Where? I thought it was in the thing. It's not in
No,
the
you
killer
don't deserve
shack?
to walk.
It's
You
not
don't,
in the
use
killer
to,
shack?
you don't deserve to use your own two legs. I'm carrying you to the basement. And watch me find it, because I know how to...
Oh, yeah, prove Gage is a dumbass.
No,
Should
prove that
I
Gage
do it
sucks at
again?
directions. There's a difference.
Gage is a dumbass.
Here, go into the locker.
I can't go in the
I
locker.
can't shove you into the locker, unfortunately.
No! What?
Should I do it again? Do it. Do it.
Hey, you realize I was going down here to get a med kit. I was not going
Oh,
down
that's
here to die.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a Mori, so I had to hook you eventually anyway. Because those are definitely the
I
only two
think
options.
he wants me to do it again.
No.
You are blessed in that you get to choose the method of your death.
That was not choosing my death. That was me going to get a med kit.
Well, you usually get to choose the method of your death, but alas, I didn't have a worry, so...
No, you just catch
What?
me and then kill me.
Magic? What are you talking about? Oh, Flash hasn't been here for a, story time yet. I think he wants me to do it. I said do it!
Ow, Bridget.
Oh, well, excuse the fuck out of me. How dare I have energy?
Yeah, that hurt my ears, like, a lot.
Flash, do you want to have story time? Asaza?
What
Oh.
story? That's the question.
I think I'll let the viewers choose.
He doesn't know what stories you have, I don't think.
Yes, he does.
Oh, God.
Ouchie, my ears. And yes.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, you hurt
And
his ears, too.
Ouchie, my ears. Okay, well, I guess I'll just be quiet and smooth like a good
Well, don't scream into your mic.
Okay, this chapter is called I Hate Him. Wait, did you finish reading the other one?
No.
Okay, let me start with that.
No, I don't want to hear that one again.
Well, I'll start from where you left off.
I don't want to hear that one again. I don't.
Why not?
Because it doesn't interest me.
I just told you it's not smut. Okay, fine. I will choose one of my smut ones. How does that make you feel?
No, I didn't say that either.
What do you mean? It interests you. This story doesn't interest you at all, so I have to choose one that interests you.
Because I don't know the characters.
I made them up. They're OCs.
Yeah, I don't know them, so...
You get to know them in the story. That's the whole point of the story.
Good luck dealing with my shit right now, because I'm in a mood.
You don't, like, start a new book that... Or, like, watch a new movie because you don't know the characters already?
When do I ever read?
Or watch movies? You read my fanfic smut?
No, because I know the characters.
Okay, fine. Should I do Ghostface music video?
No,
should I read
definitely
what I had
not
from
that
Michael
one.
Myers x Jake Park?
Definitely
OC,
not the music video.
Should I do Ghostface x Leon? 1, 2, or 3? Frank x female reader doesn't interest you. Ghostface x Frank fanfic. Those are your options. I will let our readers choose. Our viewers. Flash. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm a viewer.
Did he hear any of the options? Maybe he did? I don't know.
He said Leon.
Leon.
No!
Ghostface music video.
Okay, hold on. Ghostface x Leon is... Should I do part 1, 2, or 3?
Kill me, please.
To give you context, part 1 is called Smile For Me, part 2 is He Could Be Anywhere, and part 3 is called Dark Side. I don't know if Brayden will enjoy these. They're a little dark. But I cater to my viewers, much to Sean's secret disapproval that he doesn't know about what I'm doing.
What did you say?
I found a hidey hole. Number 2. Okay, cool. This one's called He Could Be Anywhere.
Oh, no.
Leon wandered aimlessly around the Raccoon City Police Department. Oh, this one's based off a dream that Gage had.
No, you're about to say that.
Leon wandered aimlessly around the Raccoon City Police Department, trying not to relive old memories, but unable to focus on anything else. He had heard sounds of a generator being worked on, but found himself sneaking in the opposite direction, trying to avoid everyone in this trial, killer or not. He felt a lump in his throat when he saw the Welcome Leon letters hanging from the ceiling. Opting for the second story instead, he started climbing the stairs. Meg passed by him, crouching slightly with fear in her eyes. "Be careful. None of us have seen him yet. He could be anywhere," she whispered before continuing down. "You're right, I will," Leon mumbled in response, and his thoughts elsewhere. After stealthily climbing the stairs, Leon turned right into the lounge area. Those stupid taxidermied animals stared past him blankly as he approached a generator in the corner and began working on it. It seemed to help him to have something else to focus on. Slowly but surely, the pistons began firing as he struggled to bring it back to life. Leon spun around suddenly when he heard a scream behind him, but he was immediately pinned back against the rhythmically squeaking generator. He frowned and looked over the Ghostface's shoulder to gape at the sight of Meg lying in a pool of her own blood just past the doorway. He tried to escape Ghostface's grasp despite the obvious danger he was in. He could hardly move in Danny's iron grip, but he struggled anyway, straining to help Meg. Danny, however, had other ideas. He held him tighter and leaned forward, blocking Leon's view completely. She's fine. You'll see her in another trial, he murmured softly to Leon before throwing him all at once into one of the large leather armchairs in the room. Somehow, Leon's wrists were bound tightly behind him, and a thick piece of fabric was wrapped around his head and through his mouth, effectively gagging him. He glared daggers at Danny and strained against his bonds. As he struggled, he recognized the fabric was similar to that of Danny's cloak and mysterious floating straps that always seemed to move in their own wind. Could he move them independently? Was he just making them move around in an invisible wind on purpose because he thought it looked cool? I'm going to change move to float. Because he thought it looked cool? What an idiot. Wait, no. Now is not the time to be thinking of things like that. Danny methodically removed Leon's bulletproof vest, his one form of protection in this world, and he looked down at it helplessly. His eyes were pulled back to Danny as his shirt was cut completely off of him and scattered loosely around the room. Leon shook himself and tried to slip out of the chair, but Danny placed a gentle but firm knee between Leon's thighs and leaned his shoulder into Leon's chest, pushing him deeper into the chair with his body. The ghost face lifted his mask just past his mouth so that he could place his lips gently against Leon's neck. If you want the rest of them to make it out alive, you'd better keep quiet, he breathed, lips moving against Leon's skin. Leon got goosebumps and clenched down on his gag, straightening himself tensely. The corner of Danny's lips curled up slightly, and suddenly Leon could feel his hot teeth biting down into his neck. He sucked a sharp breath between his teeth, but refused to call out, even as the cold steel of Danny's blade sliced across his chest. He released his grip on Leon's neck and kissed the injured mark, only to bite down again, harder on his shoulder, and cause Leon to exclaim with a strained grunt. Danny's smile widened as he slid the sharp blade of his knife down from Leon's shoulder to his pec, then leaned carefully forward to lick back up along the mark it left. His smile seemed plastered on his face, in a stark contrast to the miserable, silent scream of the mask that still shrouded the rest of his head. Ghostface paused to glance over his shoulder, and Leon could see Dwight standing in the doorway over Meg's corpse, jaw hanging ajar as he stared wide-eyed at the two in the chair. "Get out before I spill your guts all over the floor," Danny threatened calmly in a flat voice. Dwight turned tail and bolted to the opposite side of the building without a word. Danny faced Leon once more, and Leon felt the last bits of hope leave him. Danny slid his other knee onto the chair between Leon's legs, so that he was standing over him to undo his pants. He pulled himself out and smiled at Leon's wide-eyed stare, just watching it wag slowly before his face. But Leon was almost thankful for the cloth stuffed thickly between his jaws, because he knew that there was no way Danny could expect him to do anything independently like this. Danny reached down to undo Leon's pants now, trailing his knife down Leon's torso behind his hand. Leon barely noticed the long gash that was now left down his body in Danny's wake. His touch burned like fire, but the knife was ice against him. Leon watched, awestruck, as Danny lifted him up one leg at a time, purposefully placing each leg over his shoulders before finally grabbing Leon's waistband and sliding his pants off. The ghost face wormed his hands beneath Leon's lower back and slid him up against the back of the chair so his shoulder blades were balanced on top of the chair and his pelvis was propped against Danny's, with Danny's firm hands beneath Leon. Danny scooched a step forward and to get better leverage, then slowly, leisurely eased himself into Leon. A pent-up breath gasped out of Leon, and he realized he had been holding it the entire time Danny had been working his way into Leon. Danny just smirked at him and sliced a mark along Leon's biceps, snickering at the breathless gasp he repeated. Leon instinctually squirmed once more, but just as he moved, Danny throbbed inside him, and he couldn't hold back the cry he released. Danny began to move languidly back and forth, holding Leon up in the chair against himself and biting his lip. Leon focused everything he had into keeping quiet, but he still needed to breathe, and sometimes his breaths were louder than he would have liked. Danny dragged his knife across Leon's ribs, and Leon whimpered, screwing his eyes shut. "I can't hear you," Danny sang softly. He cut a small wound in Leon's chest, still pumping his pelvis, and Leon bit down on his gag desperately.
Emoji skull.
Ghostface snickered and sped up, licking across the trail of blood that was dripping down Leon's chest. He leaned back to slice him again, and by this point he was pounding unbearably into Leon's helpless form. Leon panted and grunted, trying to remain quiet, but every tiny whimper seemed to spur Danny on. He leaned forward and buried his teeth into one of the gashes across Leon's chest, licking his lips after the blood oozed across his mouth. "It's only going to get worse if you hide it," he teased, licking Leon once more. He sped up again, railing Leon even harder. He sped up again, railing Leon even harder.
Oh my god, why are you reading this story?
Because you're not interested in my other ones. Railing Leon even harder. Where did it go?
Don't fucking know. I don't want
railing
to know.
Leon even harder than he could have thought possible and carving him up all the while. Danny, spelled correctly, had finally begun to break a sweat, but he was still barely panting. He would alternate between dragging his knife across Leon's sensitive skin and licking up some of the blood that had formed at the opened wounds. Leon's lifeblood dripped into a steady stream down his skin to land in a small puddle that stained the expensive leather beneath them, but Danny reveled in the idea. He cut deeper, licked harder, and all the while he pounded mercilessly into Leon, taunting him for attempting to keep it in. He worked Leon into a frenzy, vision going black. All he could do was whine and gasp.
I am gonna go to bed soon, so it is really nice that Brick is kind enough to read me a bedtime story. Emoji smiling eyes.
Nope, it's not. It just doesn't
Shut
acknowledge
up,
that that's a word.
Shut up,
I'm
Flash.
gonna go to bed soon. So it's
Not
nice that we're just kind of to read me a bedtime story.
Not a
Okay,
bedtime
each
story.
new cut, oh, I know how it's spelled. C-S, ecstasy. Each pump blissfully painful. When Ghostface finally finished, he buried both his knife and his extremities deeper into Leon than he had before and kept like that for a few seconds that dragged on for eternities. He finally extracted himself from Leon and laid him back in the chair, still bound and gagged, naked
So
and
wholesome.
dripping from every hole in his body. Danny smirched down at his handiwork as he stuffed himself back into his pants. Ghostface was carved across Leon's chest, the blood and sweat smeared together across his skin. Leon was sitting in a pool of his own blood and Danny's semen, barely breathing, no energy left in his body. Danny left him there like that for the others to find, sneaking away to not be found again for the rest of the trial as Leon struggled to maintain consciousness in the puddle of shame and blood in which he sat.
I've never seen this little area. Hey.
Dude, this is why I reread them like 50 fucking times, because every goddamn time I reread it again, it still has errors in it.
Come find me. You're not letting me watching my live. You're not letting me know where I am.
I followed the fucking pallet you dropped. I know where you are.
Do you?
Not because of the live, because I'm playing the game correctly.
Right.
You fucking tried to reveal me.
How the heck was I revealing you?
You were looking at me. How else would you reveal
me? I'm not
me?
looking at you. Literally was through a tree.
You were for a second.
I was through a tree. You can have this pallet, by the way, if you want to come break this.
Pass. I'd rather have the ass.
No. Ow! You how?
Oh, my shadow shroud. Someone's upsetty. You don't want to die. So wholesome. The bedtime story or me murdering my best friend.
You can have this. I want to drop it. It won't let me drop it.
Because you're running. Don't you dare. God damn it. I wasn't even in that.
If I die, it's worth it.
Okay, good. Because you're going to.
I know.
Do you not? Okay.
There's no pallets.
I thought there was. That's why I said
no.
okay.
You already broke that one.
Okay, ready for this, Flash? It's gonna be really homoerotic. Oh yeah. Good shit, good shit. Anyways. That one only has 6 views, what the hell? Okay. So you're not interested at all in my, like, casual romance?
I'll read it when I'm not in a pissy mood.
Like, you don't want to hear about it?
I will.
The only thing that cheers you up is getting turned on?
No, it's not. I just don't want to hear about it right now because I am freaking...
Why do I have to get fucking anxiety like that? Okay, let's see. What about...
I'm pissy.
Okay, I know what I'm going to read next.
Oh, no.
Actually, this one's not as good without the music playing in the background.
Oh, God.
Ooh, yeah.
Flash.
Do that again.
Do you have Spotify? Do what again?
Yeah, do what again? What are you talking about? Do what again? Ah! Scratchies.
Okay. Quiet drums take up a steady beat. A faceless person climbs out of bed and shuffles to the dark window in the moonlight. Eerie static snapping comes in between the rhythmic beating of the drums. So what it sounds like in the video is like boom, 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 boom.
Yes, describe it, Bridget.
Boom, boom. Okay, it's good. It's a good fucking song.
Well, hey, listen to it. I'm gonna be pissy.
Eerie static snapping comes in between the rhythmic beating of the drums. A dark shadow sneaks through the deep shade between the trees. His stealth is so sure, so silent, that the figure illuminated in the window does not see him.
What?
Of dread. His concealed knife makes a slight bulge on his thigh as his robe slips soundlessly across the forest floor. The faceless person leans their pale shoulder against the windowsill, holding themselves in their own arms. The ghost face peeks out from behind a tree. The person shivers slightly and rubs their arms with a forlorn sigh. The ghost face darts across the street into the neighborhood. A flash of deeper dark against the illuminated black pavement. He immediately disappears once more into the shadows behind the house. The ghost face's quiet, controlled breathing rasps against his mask as he sneaks across the yard. The person in the window notices tears streaming down their face.
Emoji drum.
The ghost face
emoji
moves
drum.
his robes aside,
Emoji
revealing
drum.
the terrifyingly sharp blade strapped to his leg.
Emoji drum.
Inside.
Emoji drum.
Oh my God.
Inside. I lost my spot. Okay, he is inside the house now. The faceless grips themselves tighter, fingers digging into the soft flesh of their arms. Ghostface tenderly, lovingly strokes up the side of his blade towards the handle. The nameless bends over, digging their tortured head into the side of the window frame.
Oh, there's 2 people on now.
Who else is on? I don't know. How to read it.
I don't know.
Hey, sound off, everyone who's in here.
Sound off. Who's in the chat?
F's in the chat, boys, if you want me to continue reading. Murder.
We're gonna fight if you come over here and scare this burb.
Okay.
Got a burb sitting beside me, and we are friends.
No one's giving F's in the chat. Guess I'll just write in my other story. Wah wah.
Now you guys don't get to hear it because you guys didn't do anything.
Ghostface tenderly, the nameless bends over. Okay, the tortured cries out, a brief exclamation that echoes through the empty halls, castigating their misery.
We got 3.
That's another time that I used thesaurus.com. We got 3. Okay. Hopefully they're over 18, because...
Who's number 3?
Just kidding, Flash isn't even over
I don't know. I don't know who number 3 is.
Hopefully
MOGI.
oh, I know where you are now.
We're gonna have issues. Still have the burb.
Okay, here, I'll crouch. I'll be quiet. Stealth.
See burb.
Okay, because I looked up, like, thesaurus.com, and then I found the antonym to celebrate, and that's where I got the word castigating from. So if you didn't know what castigate meant, then now you do. Because neither did I until this. Castigating their misery. The Ghostface continues his trek through the house as the echoes bounce back and forth around him. He trails the tip of the blade along the walls as he walks. He touches the blade. He looks into its reflective shine, marveling in it, worshipping it. His excited breathing puffs through his mouth, the miserable growls, hands gripping their head as they smush their forehead against the glass. They cry again, unable to contain their inner torment. The Ghostface is now climbing the stairs, walking to the invisible beat of his heart and breathing. The depressed begins to open the window. A gentle, cool breeze glides through the sheer curtains on either side. Ghostface is behind them, standing casually in the open doorway. "Don't fret, precious, I'm here," he sings, toying with the tip of his the tip of his knife. "Step away from the window." He takes half a step forward and holds out his free hand to them. "Go back to sleep." He drags out the last 3 words, gliding across the floor to wrap his gentle black arms around the shoulders of the person who leans into his chest.
Burb.
Ghostface pulls them into himself, away from the open window. Safe from pain, and truth, and choice. The person in his arms sighs as another tear soaks into his clothing. "And other poison devils." He lifts his knife as he speaks. "See, they don't give a fuck about you." He slides the cold flat blade along their cheek and leans in closer to whisper, "Like I do." The person leans further into him, their shoulders shaking and their lip trembling. He holds them tighter and carries them to the bed. He sits them down in his lap and moves their hair out of their sticky face. They look into his eyes, where they think his eyes are, and finally, a small smile touches their face, a relieved smile. Ghostface spins them around and pins them to the bed by the wrists and pelvis, their legs wrapped around him. Their smile grows slightly, but somehow the tears are still streaming down their cheeks. Ghostface slashes down their entire torso, and the person gasps in shock, but they're not upset. The pain they feel is not real pain. In Ghostface's heart of hearts, the chanting begins, but it doesn't repeat itself yet. "Counting bodies like sheep." He grins to himself behind the mask and cuts them again. They will bleed their internal torment out until there's nothing left but peace. "Counting bodies like sheep." The person arches their back, leaning into it as he slashes into them once more. The person wails in relief, and the cry is echoed quietly by Ghostface as he celebrates with them. The wind begins to pick up, swirling around them. They are the center of the world. Ghostface removes the person's shirt as they moan gently, laughter playing in the back of their throat. He slides his knife across their collarbone, and they moan again, gaining primal arousal as Ghostface swirls their blood around their blemished skin. Still, the drums beat through their heads, their hearts slowly beating. Jeez. To match the rhythm. It reverberates through their bodies, thrumming with their excitement. The voices inside the person's head whisper and mumble their opinions, but they can barely hear it. The voices are slipping away bit by bit with their lifeblood, and finally they can sense calm approaching. "Counting bodies like sheep to the rhythm of the war drums." Ghostface's internal music intensifies, but the beat remains the same. It feels almost odd, almost disproportionate. His heart wants to race, to leap from his chest and dance around in the blood of this poor tortured soul, but it continues the same steady thumping, keeping him in himself. "Counting bodies like sheep." The person writhes and squirms on the bed, squishing in the pool of blood slowly growing beneath them. Ghostface indulges their plea and slices them again and again. They relax into him, trusting him. They tighten their legs around his waist and pull him closer. Ghostface's breaths come in short gasps. The person grips his thighs and releases the tortured noises that have been building up inside. Holy cow, I can't talk today. Actually, I'm getting increasingly nervous about the whole, you know, two other people who we don't know who they are watching the video thing.
Flash is on here.
What?
Flash is on here.
Yeah, Flash is. But then there's two other people who we don't know who they are.
There's 4 people on here now?
Didn't she say that there was like 3 people total or something like that?
I said 3. I thought you were still on.
I am still on, so then there's another person. Right? 3 people viewing?
Yeah. No.
We don't know who it is. The fuck do you mean no?
No. No. Come. No. No. I got mind gamed.
Yep.
I should have just left. But I was waiting for you to come over here so I could say goodbye, so I just left.
Yeah, I did say goodbye.
No, I can't see who's on. Oh, there's only 2 people on here, so it's just you and Flash. The other person left.
Oh, it is just me and Flash. Okay, well then I'll continue.
And wait, Flash, if it's you, say something. Because what if it's not him? What if he went to bed if it's not him?
That's true. Why can't you see who's on here? Most of the time in lives, don't people like say, "Oh, thanks for joining, person."
Well, it doesn't tell me, so. Let me see. Advanced settings. No, I can't see who's on. There's 3 people on now, again.
What the hell?
I don't know who's on. But...
Huh. Well, that sucks.
Yeah. Could you maybe stop stabbing me in the chest, in the back?
Do you want me to?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Stop stabbing me in the back. Doesn't mean freaking go in front of me and stab me either. No, not pass. No,
you don't
not
get to
pass.
decide whether I pass and smash.
Yeah. We're not doing this today.
Doing what?
If I see, I'm staying Leon because if I switch to Chris, you will kill me instantly.
Possibly.
You do. I know that you do.
Honestly, I kind of am starting to find Leon more attractive than Chris again. Because, like, the more I look at Chris, the more I'm like, oh, he's got a kind of weird face, doesn't he?
He does.
And, like, his clothes make his body look like it's shaped weird.
Mm. He wears like a puffy vest thing.
Mm-hmm. And that like comes up really weird on his like collar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flash still hasn't said anything, so I don't think he's there.
I don't know. Or he fell asleep. or he fell asleep on call. Or not on call, live, not call.
Wouldn't put it past him.
No, not one bit.
Like 11.
Yeah, it's almost 11 for us.
Oh my god, I freaking switched to past tense again. I hate this.
You ever just want to be railed?
Do I ever just want to be railed?
Yes.
What do you mean? Are you just, yeah? I mean, yeah.
It's an everyday want.
Is it now? Unfortunately, I am on antidepressants, so.
What does that mean?
It means that my sex drive is out the window.
That's how just like random strangers are on here and hearing us say this crap. Why do you have Fearmonger? You hate Fearmonger, but yeah, you put it on.
Yeah, that's what makes it something that I should definitely have. Because the more it inconveniences me as a survivor, the better of a perk it is as a killer.
I don't need to do gens, because you're probably not distracted anymore. Why am I running?
What makes you think I'm not distracted anymore?
Because you're not reading, and...
I'm writing.
Oh, you're writing? I don't know. I'ma just do my laps.
Okay. Maybe I should just go find somewhere to stand and let you look at my ass. Count my straps and tell me how many of them come. Did you just say you're done?
No. I said you're non-ass.
Oh my god, rude.
You don't have one.
Rude.
You're rude.
Rude. You're the one insulting people. What do you mean I'm rude?
You're a backstabber.
Fair enough.
I don't know where the fuck you are. And I will count your straps, and I will tell you how many that come from your fucking belt.
Okay. Oh, I found a totem.
If you're like standing in the main building, then I'm not gonna see you, because I'm doing laps around like the outside.
Okay.
I always do laps around the outside. I keep thinking I see you, but I'm like, no, that's either a crow or I don't know. It's like, it's not you. It's really funny watching you like run and then stop, because your straps are just stuck in midair. And they one was standing like straight up one time.
That's funny.
I have
emoji grinning face, emoji celebrating.
What? Hold up, need to check. Who just sent that? Who is in this chat? Oh. Oh, it's this person's name is Five Nights on YouTube. Yeah.
Fright Nights on YouTube.
It says Fright Nights. Oh, I thought it said Five Nights. I'm dumb.
You're good. Honestly, good on them for joining a YouTube live that
that has no one on it. Yeah.
That has no one on it. I'm not in the main building, by the way. I'm literally around the outside walls.
I've walked around the outside walls. I've not found you yet.
Oh, I guess you're just dumb then.
My mom has been avoiding me this whole time because I'm in such a pissy mood. Like, I went to go ask her something earlier, and she's like, no, go back to your room. And it's like, why? She's like, because you're in bitchy mood. I was like, oh, yeah, well, I suppose so. She heard me apparently yelling at the cat for unplugging my system.
Mm-hmm.
You are not, you liar. Oh, apparently I am. Hello.
Liar.
I didn't see you. You look like a rock from far away.
Do you see the totem?
Stop moving!
Okay, sorry.
One, two, three, four. No, I suppose that's just how I draw them. There is a skit. No. You have 3 on this side, then 2 on this side, so you technically have 5.
Oh, okay.
But there is a certain skin that he has that it's like his straps were along his belt. So, fight me. They come up from like under your hood.
What, you're not gonna do the totem?
I was looking at your straps.
I'll show you a strap. Bazinga.
How's it feel being short? I should probably not stand in front of you.
Good one, bite.
What?
Oh.
No! No, we can talk about this. We can discuss
Okay,
this.
Talk, I'm listening.
If I stop, will you slash me?
That depends.
No, you won't.
I hate you. I actually hate you.
You don't hate me, you love me.
I love hate you. There's a fine line.
There's a fine line.
It is a lot more fine than it is a lot more blurry than you would expect it to be.
But you still love me, even though I am an asshole and I do annoying things. Such as escape. Escape. If you're saying good one to me, calling them short, thank you. Oh. No. Why are you typing to yourself in chat?
I wanted to have my joke acknowledged.
You were acknowledged.
By laughter, but not by good one, bitch.
You're always acknowledged.
I call bullshit.
I acknowledge your presence every day.
Fair
Like,
enough. Alright.
like the first person I text in the morning.
Because I love you more. I'm just kidding.
Fucking my wife is not fucking on until Friday or Sunday.
Aww.
2 days I have off.
She needs to play Dead by Daylight with us. I would love to meet her.
She doesn't have the frickin' she doesn't have a system yet.
I know, but she still needs it.
Yeah. I wonder what map we're on. Kinda want it to be the preschool map. Just because that map is easier to hide on. Not for other reasons. What is stuck there? I don't know. Bono, you're not supposed to be chewing that. Quit chewing that. Are you still in the chat? So it's just you.
Oh.
Aw, we're on this map again. Does that mean I want free death? No.
Well, you didn't let me kill you last time. Oh, I found another totem.
Does suck, doesn't it?
You just showed me. I'm definitely going to kill you now.
I'm sorry.
Nope.
Did I ever tell you how pretty you are? Oh wait, all the time. Do you believe me? No. But it's true.
Close his laptop. Focus face. And there's a lot of fucking crows.
Burbs.
We're going clockwise or counterclockwise?
I have no idea. You're talking to a person who doesn't even know that concept.
When you make your turns, do you turn right or do you turn left?
Left, I think?
I have a feeling you're lying.
Truthfully, I'm not.
That's what they all say.
But they all say it's not me. I am not lying. Wait, tell me, what does that mean? I'm going clockwise or counterclockwise?
If you turn
Left.
on a concave corner,
Yeah.
then that is going counterclockwise.
Really?
So if you
Wait,
look at
no.
a circle and you draw your finger in circles along the edge of that circle, if you start at the top and your finger goes to the right, that is clockwise. If you start at the top and your finger goes to the left, that is counterclockwise.
I'm so confused.
I don't know how else to describe it.
I am just
Oh, look, a person.
I am just confused.
Where'd you
Teach
go?
me. We need to go to the preschool map so that you can teach me. I'll sit down in the chair.
Okay, so draw a circle on your bed.
Okay.
Start at the top of the circle
Okay.
and draw the circle. Keep drawing the circle.
That.
Are you drawing the circle?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, when you're at the top of the circle, not the bottom or the sides.
I was turning to look at you so I could listen.
See, I'm drawing a circle.
Yeah.
This circle, when I'm at the top right here, you see how I'm going to your left?
Yeah.
That's counterclockwise.
Okay.
If I go this way, and I'm going right at the top of the circle, it's clockwise.
Okay. You're dumb.
One has gaps in their education. There's a lot of things that I don't know.
I literally can't read an analog clock.
That's fine. I mean, like, most clocks are digital nowadays, so it's not really a skill that everyone learns.
I know, but my dad said he was gonna get like a bunch of analog clocks and put them in the house, and he wasn't gonna be like tell me the time. And I was like, no, don't do that, please. I don't know how to read an analog clock. I need to go to the preschool map. It's time for lessons. You can teach me about math next, and why there are letters in math.
Okay, analog clocks. Do you know what an analog clock looks like?
Yes.
Giant circle, and there's
Yeah.
the numbers 1 through 12.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's the big hand, and the little hand,
Yeah.
and the second hand.
Yeah.
You know which one's the second hand because that one moves every single second, so it's really easy to identify.
Yeah.
And then the little hand moves really, really, really slow. And the big hand moves somewhat slow. The big hand points at which minute it is, and the small hand points at which hour it is.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Kinda?
Okay, so, but the thing is, you only read the actual number that it's pointing at for the small hand. Because since my clock is pointing at the 8 right now, that's the hour hand. So it's 8, and then the minute hand would determine what minute it is. But obviously it's not 8:01 because it's pointing at the 1. It is. So each big number is 5 minutes.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So if it's pointing at the 8 with the small hand, and it's pointing at the 1 with the big hand, then it would be 8:05, because 1 is 5 minutes away. If it's pointing straight up and down, if the long hand is pointing straight up and down, then it's 8 o'clock. If it's pointing at the 3, then it would be 8:15. Does that make sense? So you start at the 1 and you count 5 for every number until you get back up to the 12, and then it restarts at 0.
Yeah.
So if the small hand is pointing at the 5 and the big hand is pointing at the 10, what time is it?
You lost me, what?
If the small hand... Okay, let me start with an easier one. If the small hand is pointing at the 12 and the big hand is pointing at the 1, what time is it?
If
So you read the hour based off of what number the small hand is pointing at.
The small hand is pointing at the 1?
Nope, the small hand is pointing at the 12.
This is 12.
Okay. And then the big hand is pointing at the 1.
It'd be 12:05?
Yeah. Okay, so what if the small hand is pointing at the 12 and the big hand is pointing at the 2?
12:10?
Yes. So what if the small hand is pointing at the 12 and the big hand is pointing at the 11? You can also count backwards. So 60 minus 5 would be
55?
Yep. So what time is it?
12:55?
Yes. Don't sound so incompetent. You're right.
I am incompetent.
What? Okay, so let's do a different one. If the small hand is pointing at the 11 and the big hand is pointing at the 1, what time is it? So you always read the small hand first. That's why I'm saying it first.
I'm thinking.
Because you read the hour first.
I'm thinking.
11. Small hand's pointing at 11.
11:05?
Yes. What if the small hand is pointing at the 11 and the big hand is pointing at the 12?
I don't want to say I'm so dumb.
It would be 11 o'clock.
I was gonna say 11:60.
11:60. No, because 11:60 is 12 o'clock.
I'm dumb.
No, I mean, just think about it in analog or in digital clock times. Like, I mean, does 11:60 ever appear on the digital clock?
No.
Okay, so what if both of the hands are pointing at the 12?
It's 12.
Yes. What if both of the hands are pointing at the 6?
I got this. Give me a second. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 6:30?
Yes. The other thing that you kind of have to keep in mind is that analog clocks are run. So the second hand ticks every second, and that's the only one that always points. Well, not necessarily, but like it ticks every single second, and as that ticks, it turns the other gears of the other hands. So the minute hand, the big hand, can be pointing at one of the other numbers.
So glad no one else is on this live.